Hello everyone, I'm Sophie and I'm currently at Kechara Forest Retreat, Bentong, Malaysia. Today I'll be sharing from a different book, and this is the book, Peace, a compilation of short teachings by Sam Rinpoche. So we'll start off with a foreword from Moscow, His Eminence Taylor Rinpoche, page 10. Before that, I'll go to a picture as usual that I would like to share with you. This is a picture which I feel quite represent peace. So, okay, now the foreword from Moscow, His Eminence Taylor Rinpoche. It is a great honor for me to have the opportunity to write this foreword to the teachings of Sam Rinpoche. Sam Rinpoche has come a long way from the suburbs of New Jersey, USA. He hitchhiked his way across the United States to Los Angeles just to study the Dharma that Lord Buddha taught us. He lived next to a cowshed in Ganden Monastery, South India, so that he could be close to his guru, listen to the precious teachings, and serve him in return for learning the Dharma. Now he lives and works in the heart of Malaysia, only with the intention to do good and serve the community by spreading the Dharma, or the truth, as I would say. I call the Dharma the truth because the teachings of Lord Buddha are based on reality, the reality of world that we live in. Of course, from the materialistic point of view, there have been dramatic changes from the time of Buddha's existence, but the one thing that has never changed is the human desire to be happy and to be free from any suffering. When we ask any human on this planet, what is the purpose of life? We get many different answers. Very rarely would a person say that the purpose of life is to be happy. Usually a person who answers that the purpose of life is to be happy is one who has done some soul searching and follows some ethical principle or religion. A question that is asked frequently is, how do we achieve happiness? And it is asked as if it is a kind of souvenir we can buy from a store or give to someone as a present. But that is not the case. Sam Rinpoche guides us here throughout this book on how we can achieve happiness. This advice arises not just because Buddha said so or dictated that this is how things should be done. Sam Rinpoche guides us using what he learned from years of practice, mentally, physically, and psychologically. This book is the result of the compassion, kindness, love, and patience of Sam Rinpoche. One may ask where all this love and compassion came from. It did not arise naturally. If that was the case, then there would not be any wars or suffering that we all face in today's society. As humans, we are born with all these good qualities, such as love, compassion, kindness, tolerance, and forgiveness. But we fail to utilize them in our daily lives because our negative emotions take over, dominating the human brain. We are all intelligent enough to distinguish between the negative and the positive, but we are always in denial and fail to utilize the good qualities that are within us. At the same time, we never feel embarrassed to show off our external material wealth, which is in reality impermanent, like our lives. Actually, that material wealth is often created out of narrow-mindedness, self-centeredness, and ignorance. What we are ignorant about is the fact that we carry many good qualities within ourselves, but we don't know how to share that wealth of goodness with the rest of the world. I don't believe people when they say, I'm nobody and I can't make a difference in the world. Change starts from somewhere and it does not fall from the sky. Change is you. You are the one that can change and make a difference in other people's lives. This starts from teaching your own children, friends, and family the good qualities of life. It goes on and on to the future generations. The only way to pass on the good qualities is by learning the Dharma or the truth, just as a math teacher teaches us how to solve math problems in our classroom. Look upon Buddha as the doctor, his teachings as the medicine, and Sam Rinpoche as the nurse who shows you how to cure your disease by taking the right medicine. I am sure there is a cure to anything or any suffering we face in today's world. And in this book, there is a dose of such a cure that can lead you to liberation from any suffering. I'm sure you will share this dose with others whom you love and cherish in your daily lives. Telo Truku Rinpoche. Sajin Lama, who is the Supreme Lama of Kalmyk Republic, Moscow, August 2009. Now we go to the foreword from Kuala Lumpur, who is Datuk Dr. Wee. Many of us caught up in the secular world are driven by ambition. We live our lives to achieve big dreams, earn big money, and solve big problems when they arise. This is what we would like to do. But in the process of getting there, we face anxieties, frustrations, disappointments, and politics. Every arena, workplace, family, and community has its own politics. These people's problems don't just exist among politicians. They exist everywhere there are people, and we just have to deal with them. How do we handle these people problems? We may try persuasion, diplomacy, and soft talk. When that fails, we may turn to other methods such as anger, deception, manipulation, threat, or even violence to deal with our problems. Many of us are guilty of this, whether in a mild or extreme form. When confronted with frustrations, we may even want to find an escape in religion, thinking that isolation and asceticism will calm our minds and take away from dealing with real life. Yet, deep down inside, we know that these methods to deal with our problems are really not the answer. They may be the palliative to make us feel better for a while, but are never the real solutions. It takes a lot more effort to get through the trials and tribulations of life. This book by His Eminence, Sam Rinpoche, is a wonderful, concise collection of teachings that shows us exactly how to navigate through life's problems and yet achieve the wonderful balance, the middle way. We should start where we are. I am extremely happy to see a book like this in Malaysia. We are a country that can boast strong cultural diversity and inter-ethnic harmony. The spiritual element, when put into practice, can contribute further to peace and happiness among our friends, colleagues, family, and fellow Malaysians. It will forge stronger relationships everywhere. Happier people mean happier neighborhoods, happier nations, happier regions, and eventually world peace. Every little bit helps. Finding solutions to every problem in the world begins with each of us, right where we are. With folded hands, I thank Sam Rinpoche for his straightforward, down-to-earth, yet profound advice that will apply to every one of us at every level, no matter what we're doing. I hope it will make you feel as light and joyful as it has made me. Datuk Dr. Victor Wee, Chairman, Tourism Malaysia, August 2009. And now we go to a short biography of His Eminence Sam Rinpoche. Beloved for his unconventional contemporary approach to Dharma, His Eminence Sam Rinpoche brings more than 2,500 years of Buddhist wisdom and teachings to the modern spiritual seeker by connecting ancient worlds with new people, cultures, attitudes, and lifestyles. A Mongolian Tibetan heritage, a childhood in Taiwan and in the United States of America, intensive monastic studies in India, and now the spiritual guide of the Kachara organization in Malaysia. These are but some of the many facets that contribute to Sam Rinpoche's unique ability to effortlessly bridge the East and the West. His teachings bring the Dharma to our everyday lives, and in doing so, he is able to bring the ancient time-honored Buddhist philosophies and practices into the 21st century. Sam Rinpoche has been strongly inclined towards Dharma since his early childhood and has studied under many great Buddhist masters of the Tibetan tradition. Sam Rinpoche eventually went on to receive his monastic education at Ganden Shatze Monastery, currently located in Mangot in South India. Following the advice of his beloved guru, His Holiness Kabje Dzong Rinpoche, Sam Rinpoche took his vows as a monk from His Holiness the Dalai Lama and joined Ganden Shatze Monastery when he was in his early 20s. His two pending incarnations, Gendun Nedrak and Kentro Thupten Namsam Rinpoche, had also studied at the original Ganden Shatze Monastery when it was then located in Tibet. There they obtained Geshe Lamram degrees before completing their studies at Gyuto Tantric College. Gendun Nedrak went on to become the lead chanter and later abbot of Ganden Monastery, while Khentrun Rinpoche brought the Dharma to the lay people of the Pari district of Tibet. The tremendous and virtuous work of his previous lifetimes can perhaps be reflected again in Sam Rinpoche's present-day activities in Malaysia, where he continues this selfless practice of teaching vast numbers of non-monastic communities in places where the Dharma has just begun to bloom. During his 9 years in Ganden, Sam Rinpoche was involved in extensive charitable works, including building schools for refugee children in India, building dormitories and upgrading living conditions for the monastic community, and providing long-term assistance to the poor lay community of Mangot. Now based in Malaysia, Sam Rinpoche continues this immense work to benefit many. Through creative and engaging approaches, Sam Rinpoche continuously shares new methods of bringing happiness and relief to people from all walks of life, regardless of their religious faith. Sam Rinpoche also maintains close contact with Ganden Monastery through his constant practice of generosity and with a deeply altruistic motivation. He continues to frequently sponsor Ganden's work and activities. Be inspired by His Eminence Sam Rinpoche's work and life at www.samtuku.rinpoche and share in his personal views, thoughts, and news on his blog at blog.samtuku.com. Now we go to the editor's introduction, which is on page 20. The beginnings of this book started a few years ago when I was transcribing a teaching called Bring Dharma Home, from which several chapters in this volume have now been extracted. There, as in the chapter Peace, begins even though everyone around you is a nightmare. His Eminence Sam Rinpoche gives a wonderful detailed visualization where we imagine preparing an extensive, beautiful retreat hut in the Himalayas. We fly there with one person who irritates every cell in us, leave them in the hut with promises that the retreat will bring them good luck, lock the door and speed back home in our helicopters. And then they are gone, says Rinpoche. Those monsters' partners and friends are in retreat. We never have to hear their voices again. We never have to listen to them rant and complain. No more nagging, no more arguments, and no more weird conversations or ideas. Nothing, just us. Wouldn't that be fun? Just think about that. Would that be easier, or would transforming ourselves be easier? The things that bothers us about that person are real, but wouldn't it be easier if we just change ourselves? And just like that, we are taken off on a different journey into the Himalayas, where the heart of ancient Buddhist wisdom reveals the transformative secrets we need to learn in order to change ourselves. In reality, the second journey is not that much easier. It is difficult to traverse the path of self-transformation and change. In the first place, we think, why should we change? Things are fine just as they are. Changing anything in our comfort zone is distracting, difficult, and even painful. And then again, we realize eventually that staying in a comfort zone with its hang-ups and conflicts is far more painful, and that pain lasts far longer. The elusive endless search for solutions to our problems often leads us into further frustrations, or we jump into a heady mix of distractions. Therapy, counseling, sports, relationships, money, and business are merely fast fixes for all the ailments that rub up against each other in our hearts and heads. But soon enough, we find ourselves right back where we started. The teachings compiled in this book, with its simple title, show us that the vast and faraway concept of peace itself is really right there in front of us, in the last place we would look. While we search the far corners of the world for solutions and ideas and quick fixes, it comes down to the simple fact that it is all up to us to start with what we have. Every one of us has that individual power to take that first step out of our self-absorbed little worlds and into the rest of the world, to create a real difference in the lives of others. Rinpoche teaches us that undoubtedly along the journey we will also find little bonuses, happier truths for ourselves and the way we live our lives. There is a Buddhist teachings that questions whether it would be easier to pave the whole world with leather so our feet will not be hurt by pebbles and dirt, or to wear a pair of shoes where we go out. Any logical person would immediately think that was a silly question. Of course we should wear shoes, but we live out that metaphor in everything we do. We expect the whole world to be paved to suit our delicate sensibilities and emotions, when we should just make that small effort of wearing shoes and take the responsibility to create positive change. Some readers may discover that certain chapters in this book shake them up and make them feel uncomfortable, because all Rinpoche seems to do is point out failings. Other chapters offer wonderful antidotes, colorful yellow brick roads that can be softly stepped on. Actually, many chapters are all one and the same teaching. Recognizing faults, failings, and difficulties is just as significant as the subsequent steps we take to transform adversity into something positive. The next realization that might surprise us is that each chapter is relevant to our lives. At first glance, we may think that the problems highlighted in these teachings do not have anything to do with us. We are not that kind of person. We do not have those sorts of conflicts, and we do not have those kind of things. Upon closer inspection, every one of us will soon recognize ourselves in each of the scenarios presented in these teachings. Perhaps not exactly, but we certainly spot some twisted variations of ourselves there. Sometimes all we need is to consider how we might react within given situations, and we will realize that we would react just as Rinpoche has predicted we would. We are not as goody two-shoes as we thought we were. Even if we were, the chapters of this book shows us how to deal with people who are not. And it is quite inevitable that we will come across these people at some point in our lives. The relevance of these teachings lies in this fact, that we will always come face to face with problematic situations and difficult people. The candid advice given between the pages in this book can be applied to every moment of our daily lives. Rinpoche's teachings brings us back to ourselves. It gives us the rare opportunity to take a moment away from all the clutter that surrounds us and look at where we are right now. And as we take that first intrepid step forward in a new direction, to take responsibility for our own happiness and learn to bring others joy, we begin to achieve real peace, for ourselves and the world. Lastly, a note on editing and style before we proceed to the rest of the book. In almost every teaching, Rinpoche discusses several topics which tends to cross over and run into a loop. In keeping the flow of the teachings, we have tried to maintain as much of the essence and structure of the original talks as possible. They have been arranged into separate chapters and sections to highlight specific messages and themes, and as many of the topics overlap across chapters, they do often make references to each other and are repeated for emphasis. Original recordings of some of these teachings are also available on CD, DVD, and can be viewed online on youtube.com. These edited transcripts are not meant to replace the talks themselves, and it is highly recommended that the reader complement this book by listening to or watching recordings of the talks. It gives a much richer experience and understanding of both the teachings and Rinpoche's dynamic approach to Dharma. So with that, I would end my sharing from the book today. I just felt that it's a very good prelude to the book itself, because all the different views from the different people and how much the book benefits. So for that, I hope that you'll join me for my next session, which will actually go into the book itself. So before I go, there is an event that I would like to share with you in August, which is on the 24th August, and this is the very new Dorje Shukden Day. We have actually, internationally, it's been agreed and assigned a day to celebrate Dorje Shukden. And in Kachara Forest Retreat, we are doing this the celebration itself together with all the Dorje Shukden community worldwide. So please do make a date, free yourself, on the 24th August, Saturday, to share your time with us at Kachara Forest Retreat in Bentong. There will be prayer flag puja, La Sang smoke offering puja, and Genze increasing fire puja. So do join us from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the 24th August, Saturday. Let us celebrate Dorje Shukden together. So let's see, the program is 4 p.m. prayer flag puja and Lasang smoke offering ritual. At 5:30 p.m. free vegetarian dinner. At 6:30 p.m. Genze increasing fire puja, and at 9 p.m. the end. The offering of prayer flags is an ancient Tibetan cultural tradition that brings positive energy, happiness and peace, and carries prayers and blessings to the winds. Winds. The smoke offering ritual calls upon Dorje Shukden for protection, assistance, blessings, and the fulfillment of wishes. The Genze offering ritual calls upon Dorje Shukden for protection. The Genze increasing fire puja is beneficial for the growth of wealth and finances, for the increase of resources, for extending lifespan, and ultimately for the increase of merits and blessings. Collectively, these three pujas are a celebration of Dorje Shukden's blessings and are highly beneficial for all sponsors and attendees. There's actually, I'm reading off the program. So there's really no better place to celebrate Dorje Shukden Day than in Kachara Forest Retreat, which is the home to the world's largest Dorje Shukden statue. So if you wish for more information, please do visit kacharaforestretreat.com/Dorje Shukden Day. And I can assure you that it will be very authentically done according to Tibetan Buddhist rituals. And I really do hope that you will come and join us for this day, because this is the very first time we'll be having this event here, and this is in celebration as part of an international celebration worldwide. So all the centers that practices Doji Shukden will be celebrating together with us. So please come join us 24th August, Saturday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And so with that, I will end the session for today. And thank you for being with me. And I'll end this with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Jangjo Senjo Rinpoche, Make Panam Geishi, Ge Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondu Pewashu, Tony Jonga Rinpoche, Make Panam Geishi, Ge Panam Pame Payang, Gone Gondu Pewashu, Dasojini Sapagi Wadi, Dandandro Agunagam Padang, Jepa Jesu no Santrapa, Tamping Imporin the Sa, Se Sho, Ge Wakunto Yandala Madan, Dramichoki Pala Lonchochi, Sadam Langi Yate Resone, Doji Changi Ngopangatusu, Ge Wadi, Yududa, Lamasang Yudruyun, Drewachika Malupa, De Salago Pashu, Choki Kapusungapa, Josunam Papewala. Keki sama siwa dang tungki malu sangwasho. Dadam sungi desundan, trewa songi latini, gewa losan trapai, tampa yo riva, gyushi, ni modele sendele, ni migunyan dele shin, ni sintatu delepa, kunchu sungi jingilo, kunchu sungi ngodruso, kunchu sungi trase sho. Jesu lama kusen rap ting ching, nam katrini choju ke pada, losam tempe dromi sap sungi, drome mun satato ni, gyushi, gangwe rawe kowe shin kamde, penan dewa malu gyuini, charan sit wan ten sing get sui, shape shiri baru deng gyushi. Home tombe ngotru malupa, den de dala sel du so, kodan den palong shot nam, ke paso shik shuk den sel. Remember, 24th of August, join us for the pujas. And thank you again for joining me and hope to see you in my next section.